Welcome to episode 6 of Learning Fusion. Today we're going to be covering the time ruler and transport controls. So let's roll this intro and let's get into it.
We're learning Fusion together. We'll learn 2D stuff and 3D stuff and particle stuff and compositing stuff, deep pixel stuff and tracking stuff, but not other stuff, but some other cool stuff, cause we're learning Fusion together.
So the time ruler and the Fusion tab of DaVinci Resolve is pretty much going to show your clip length. So if we jump back into our edit page right here, we have this little Fusion composition, which is 5 seconds long. So if we jump into Fusion, it's just automatically going to have our frame set up for a 5 second long, and we're set up at 30 frames per second. So we get this 0 to 149 as our little time ruler. And your time ruler is going to be dependent on your clip that you bring in. So for instance, let's go ahead and grab a clip. So let's bring this in and let's shorten this up. Let's delete some of that stuff. So now if we jump into Fusion with this clip, now you notice we've got a different time here, going from 0 to 86. Now, just mind you, if we jump back into our Fusion page and we extend our clip back out, we needed to make that change. We jump back into Fusion, you notice it's going to be stuck. Our clip end or our render range is going to be stuck at the end of our original length of our clip. And that's what these two yellow bars are. So let me move this playhead. You see a yellow bar up here and a yellow bar here. This is our render range. So this is the only range that is going to be rendered within Fusion. So if we do anything outside and we forget to change this, we go back. If we go to the end of our little clip here, we would not see our renders correctly. So in order to change this render range, we can do it a few ways. We can just click and drag our end render range. We can click and drag our beginning render range. So now this is the only render range we have. We can make it as long or as short as we want. So now if we push play, once it gets there, it's just going to stay in our render range. So I'm going to push play. And now it's in our render range. You can see it's just looping back and forth in our render range. Additionally, I can right click here and I can select auto render range. And if I select auto render range, you notice we no longer see our end here, because what happened is it's just using the entire global range of the original clip. So the original clip that we brought in, the length, it's changing that auto to that. So if I click our little zoom buttons here, we'll be able to see our end of our clip way back here. So down here we have 0 and 508. So this is the beginning of our render range and the ending. And if I want to change it, I can also just go here and scrub through. Or I can double click and I can just type, say, 86. If I only want 86, then I can use our little zoom button to zoom back into our render range right there. So now we've got that entire duration rendering correctly again. Additionally, if I hold my control button and say I wanted to start from frame 8 and go all the way to frame 48, if I just hold my control button, click and drag, it'll change my render range. So now that's my new render range, and it's just going to stay within that. And again, I go back here and just type 0 and change it. And down here, like I showed you before, this is just how you can zoom into your little time ruler. Here we can input our start and end. And this number here is where our playhead actually is. So we can input a number. So if we want to go to frame 12, we can go to frame 12. We can scrub through in that little number. We can also scrub through by clicking and dragging on the time ruler itself. Additionally, right here, we can input subframes. So if we need to do any animation, so let's say we've got a little color node and we want to change our subframes of our color node. So if we had a keyframe or a hue and we went to frame, say 12, but we actually want it to be at a 12.4 to change, we can go in here and we can type 12.4. So now we're on a subframe. If you notice, it moved over. We're on 12.4. We can actually make a new keyframe right here if we want. So if you look, our keyframe is actually on a subframe. So let's go ahead and delete those keyframes. And for our play controls here, this one will bring us back to our start. This will bring us back to our end. This will play forward. This will play backwards. This will stop. And this is our loop option right here. So if I turn it off, it's just not going to loop. It's going to stop at the end. Additionally, if I right click, I can change it to ping pong. So I can turn on ping pong loop so it plays to the end and then plays backwards. Additionally, some shortcut keys for playing in here. If I push the space bar, it's going to play. If I push it again, it's going to stop. Also, we can use our J, K, L buttons. So J will play backwards, L will play forwards, and K will stop. So we can use all those buttons. We can also use the forward and backward arrows to go one frame. So back arrow to one frame backwards, forward arrow to go forward one frame. And if we hold our shift and our back arrow, it will go to the global start. Shift forward arrow will go to the global end, which means we are now at frame 508, so it surpassed our render range. But if I wanted to navigate within our render range, I can hit Control forward button, it'll go to the end. Control backward button, it'll go to the beginning, but stay within our render range. And just as a reminder, real-time playback will not be guaranteed when we're playing in Fusion. So if we look down here, we can see our playback frame rate. But once we start adding stuff, we can expect it to get slower. So if we added something demanding like shift space cinematic haze node, this is a pretty demanding node. So if we go up to our depth preview and we play it back, you can see our frame rate playback is a lot slower than 24 frames per second. But once it runs through and gets it in its little render queue or our cache, it's going to play back at normal speed. Now on our playback, we also have additional settings. So if I right click on our little play arrow here, we can change our playback update, whether it's auto, fast, or full. Additionally, we can change the playback speed skip. So if I wanted to play subframes, so if I'm dealing with something that I need to see subframes like particles or something, I can change it to 0.5 and it's going to play back at the subframe level. Or if I wanted to play back faster, I could just say every fourth frame I want it to play. So it's going to skip and render every fourth frame. But just know, however we have this set up in our actual playback here will be normal playback. So let's go ahead and set that back to 1. For our auto monitoring, if our media had audio, we can mute it here or we can turn it on. Additionally, if we right click and we have multiple media files in here, we can select which one we want to play back. And if we right click anywhere on our little playback area here, we're going to get a little sub menu. And right here, we have the option to turn off high quality rendering. So by default, we're rendering high quality no matter what node we're looking at. So any node we're on is going to be rendering a high quality output, which will be the same as that we see coming out of our media out. But if we want to speed up playback, we can turn off high quality. And if we do turn off high quality, what that's turning off is it's turning off any complex and time-consuming operations, like any extra area sampling or anti-aliasing or any type of interpolation. All that's going to be skipped, but it'll still be rendered when it comes out of our media out. It'll just be skipped and not rendered for faster playback within Fusion here. Additionally, we can shut off motion blur. So if we say go to our little settings here and we have motion blur turned on any node in here, if we go here and shut it off, it's going to bypass all that motion blur. So it's not going to be viewable, but it'll still be rendered again once it leaves our media out. That's just so we have faster playback here. And for our proxy right here, if we turn our proxy on, this is pretty much going to render every X pixel to make faster playback. So if I turn on proxy, It's just on. We don't have any additional settings other than what we went over in our Fusion settings tabs here. And if we go to our general under proxy, you can see every third of 1 pixel is going to be rendered. So if we change it, we can change what that proxy is rendering back at. So that's just going to process every third pixel instead of every single pixel with proxy. Additionally, we have this auto. So we can change this auto for our auto proxy. And what our auto proxy is, if I go to our cinematic haze settings right here, go to our controls, and anytime we're adjusting some of this stuff, you can see it kind of skips and misses and it takes a while to re-render. It's just a little jittery to get our render out there every time we make a change. If we select this auto proxy, what it's doing is it's applying that auto proxy, so only rendering every third or sixth or however we have it set up, rendering that so this is smoother. So we can make these changes and it'll be smoother until we stop making changes, then it'll do its full render. So I usually leave that on. And then again here we can also change our playback loop or ping pong loop style. So that is the time ruler and transport controls. I will see you in the next episode.